Majority of the savings of a lot of people get degraded, or they don't even get to save, or they get to dip into their savings. There's so many things that has happened also in the world over the past months. Bank closures going on, and with that also the Fed, there are talks and squabbles that instead of tightening, for them to be able to inject liquidity, for them to be able to protect the banks, they have to print again. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to share my thoughts on what's happening again to inflation. If you look at it, the UK just disclosed data that their current inflation is at 10.4%, and you have inflation in other countries as well, still relatively high, not as high as where it was a couple of months ago, but it's generally high. And even if inflation goes lower, please do remember that what's captured when inflation is high is the percentage of growth, or how high have prices gone up. As it measures how high prices have gone up, what it's actually showing you is that if inflation is slower, it doesn't mean that prices would go lower. I've been traveling over the past few months, and what I've noticed also is across different parts of the world, prices have really gone up, and it's quite significant. And people from different walks of life have been feeling the pain. Even if you have investable funds, the ones that normally get hit in all of this are the ones that their income is not growing at the rate of how prices have been increasing. They'll be left with either buying lesser groceries, or discretionary expenses would be gone, and they'll be left with the bare necessities. Or similar to how it is also around the world, majority of the savings of a lot of people get degraded, or they don't even get to save, or they get to dip into their savings. There's so many things that has happened also in the world over the past months. Bank closures going on, and with that also the Fed, there are talks and squabbles that instead of tightening, for them to be able to inject liquidity, for them to be able to protect the banks, they have to print again. Which, should that happen, it will further increase inflation. The entire problem has not been dealt with. This should be a wake-up call and a reminder to all of us that it's highly important that we take control of our finances. It's highly important that we do what we can in order for us to increase our income. If prices just keep on going higher, then it's going to be really hard. If you're employed, you have a 8, 9, 10 hour a day work, you have to deploy time on top of your work in order for you to be able to increase your means. People always say live below your means. It's not just about living below your means, but it's about increasing your means and living below that. That's one of the ways for you to be able to combat inflation. When times are hard, you start putting in and start earning extra. For those who are looking at it also from an asset perspective, it's very, very true that if you park your money in the bank, it's not gonna do so well. I've been a big fan of setting aside cash, or a store of cash also that you could use as opportunities, something that you could use for you to be able to buy and add more should opportunities come your way. When that is the perspective, then it's okay if that loses out to inflation. But anything above that, you must invest. And from all of everything that has been going on, it places a larger use case on Bitcoin, because always remember, the more printing that happens, the more devalued a currency would become. The more valuable stores of value will be, from paintings to properties to watches, the Rolexes, to gold, which is one of the more traditional stores of value, and also to Bitcoin. People have to realize that it's a combination of having different things that will tide you, that will get you over through this time that we actually have. Because I don't think things are gonna get better. We just have to get stronger. We just have to find ways on how we can make our financial position better, so that when things go bad, when it becomes challenging, when things don't go the way you want it to go, that you get to carry on the tide. It doesn't mean that it's hard. It doesn't mean you can't win. It doesn't mean that you cannot come out of this on top. Because ultimately, the way you come out of this on top is by how you build, how you increase what you have, how you keep on saving, and how you put it in certain aspects that will allow you to generate wealth. They all go hand in hand. And given everything that has been going on, I don't think things are gonna get better really soon. The stock market, the crypto market could go up given liquidity injections, but it does not mean that it affects Main Street, that it affects the day-to-day person that's working on the ground. And that's why we have to figure out ways on how you can actually do it. I think as the world continues to reopen, it's high time that you continually find things that you could actually do to increase that cash flow. And whatever you get from that increased cash flow, I highly suggest that you don't spend it. Build that as part of your savings account. And for some also, you add that as part of your investment. You win by continually moving forward, no matter how hard things get. You win by continually moving forward, no matter how other people will treat you. The best way for you to be able to push through with your finances is that even if you get trashed along the way, you disregard that. You push forward. That how other people treat you should not discourage you from continually pushing forward, because it's not gonna be rosy all the time. It's not gonna be the way you want it to go all the time. And that's why those who win in life are the ones who, in spite of what's going on, they just keep on moving forward. That's what I'm gonna do also. I'm just gonna follow what my plan is over and over. I'm gonna live below my means. I'm gonna find ways on how I increase my means. I'm gonna save as much as I can, and I'm gonna deploy it in assets that I believe will do very, very well in spite of volatility. I hope that this was something that helped you and gave you insight. I just keep making videos like this to be able to educate as much people as possible and to give you as much insight as possible, because that's the name of the game. It's just fun, and it's nice also to communicate this to a lot of people. That's it for now. Marvingermo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. God bless you all.